What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Donnie. We back. This is gonna be our last video of the season reviews, and I promised you guys that this one was gonna be the one where we're gonna talk about Immanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, wow, Obi Toppin, and the youth, the future. You know what I'm saying? And this is probably gonna be the video that I'm the most passionate about. Cause yeah, you gotta talk about the starting lineup, but we know damn well that the future is Immanuel Quickley. We also know that the future is Obi Toppin. I'm sorry if my screen is shaking a little bit. I have it on this little stand because it makes it easier for me to just talk, you know, as I click. But why do I think these two are the most important? Along with RJ Barrett, who of course is part of the starting lineup. So I mentioned that I already have a video about him. So we don't really gotta talk about him right now. It's really about Obi and it's about Immanuel Quickley. I think if you look at the stats right now for Immanuel Quickley, right, considering where he is now, played this year he played 78 games, which is a lot. Durability, 11.3 points a game. You know what I'm saying? 3.5 assists. Field goal percentage 39.2. 3-point field goal at 34.6. You know what I'm saying? And you start asking yourself, man, like how far can Quickly go? And this might be a long video because we need a lot of time to discuss this. You know what I'm saying? I think that for where he is now, I see a future point guard. I do. I don't think that he will ultimately become just a shooting guard because he's not really like a stationer. He's not really a stationary shooter. He's he's kind of a hybrid right now, and because he's like a hybrid, it's hard to solidify that he's not just gonna be somebody that's gonna stay at one position. And when I say one position, it obviously has to be the one or the two. But I think he's done so well that if you're Tibbs, you probably gotta go with the continuation of him kind of playing the point guard. I don't know. Hopefully the AC is not too loud. Got central AC in here. But I think that the most important thing for Quickly is to continue to improve on his mid-range. Yeah, you can see the 34.6%. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking 3-point field goals, but I think that he needs a little bit more sometimes, when it comes to going to the hoop. Yes, he has the floater. We know that. We know he has the floater. But I think what he needs to add to his game is a mid-range. And I'm not sure why he doesn't have that now. He's not exactly a guy with like flashy dribble moves, but he's very quick, you know what I'm saying? Quick off the dribble, and he can get you points. He's an energizer bunny. You know what I'm saying? This guy will make plays when given the opportunity. And because he's making plays, he has found time on the court. Kemba wasn't doing it. Derrick Rose got hurt. Somebody needed to step up second half of the season. And it became a Quickly and Obi show. You know what I'm saying? Quickly, what he has done now, he has put people on notice, and he's letting people know, look, I'm 22 years old, and I want to play for the Knicks in the NBA. He loves New York. He loves the Knicks. You can just tell. He loves it. Every time you give this kid an opportunity to make an impact, he delivers. And I think that the thing for him is that if he continues this way, you might be looking at somebody who potentially in the future can be a starting point guard. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, you can't give him that position because you want somebody more established than him. But don't put it past Tibbs. Don't put it past Tibbs. If things don't really go the way we want them to, coming up next season as far as getting a point guard, continue to go with Quickly. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I see it in him, like, getting better at distributing the ball. And I think that you got to give credit to where credit is due because he wasn't really good at that in the beginning. He was not a good passer. He was just a really good shooter. Then he added the floater. Then he added, just a little bit of a quicker step. And now you're sitting there, well, damn, that's like isn't that kind of like the makings of a point guard? Isn't that what you want to have? Yes. But the most solid point guards. I can't speak tonight. What's going on? The most solid point guards, what they definitely also have is the mid ranger. So I want him to improve on that. You know what I'm saying? But you already know about the rest for him. The rest, he's very good from taking free throws. Like 88.1%. Come on. Like, you don't even gotta give that a plus or a minus because that's only gonna be a plus. So for Quickley, I gotta give Quickley a rating. Ooh, based on the second half, B plus or A minus? A B plus or A minus? B plus or A minus? A minus Quickley. A minus. A minus. Is it high? Listen, man. Some of the stuff that Quickley was doing was unbelievable. Second half of the season, I give him A minus. Maybe it's a little bit too high because I like him, but I can't. It's A minus. He stood out. You can't lie. He stood out. He really did. He put people on notice. He can play the point guard position eventually. I'm telling you. This kid has so much more potential to grow. And we gotta pay attention to that because we've never had a good point guard. You never know what happens next year. I'm telling you. Immanuel Quickley, A minus for me. Now, moving on to Obi Toppin. Sorry, I know the screen just shook. Obadiah Richard Toppin Jr., my friend, you have finally established yourself in the Knicks. And it's a weird situation because I know when he first came to this team, Tom Thibodeau did not want him. He didn't really give him the opportunity. Kind of just played him sporadically, let him shoot in the corner. Didn't really give him an opportunity. And with the injuries, decided that maybe, give him some burn, see what happens. And look what started happening. The more Obi got on, the more he got confident with his shot, the more he started finding a little bit of moves on the floor, the more he starts running the floor, the more he starts rebounding. It's coming together. It's Obi and Quickley together. Obi, Quickley, and then you have RJ. These three players are the three players that I think that mean the most right now. Unfortunately, if you were to talk about trading, you can't keep all three of them. Of course, RJ wouldn't leave, but then one of those two would, or both would, if you're talking about a big trade. That's why I prefer not to have a big trade right now because I think that it's just too vital to have those two on a team to continue to develop. But hey, what's the problem here? You know what I'm saying? The problem for Obi right now is Julius Randle. What the hell are you going to do with Julius Randle? Are you going to move him? We made a video on that. I mean, if you look at his stats right now for this year, 72 games, average 9 points, 1 assist. What else you have? 53.1% from the field, 30.8% from three. That's not even bad considering where he started. 75.8% for free throw line. You know what I'm saying? This is really on total rebounds 3.7, which I think is over his career. He's gonna go up. I think he might average like 5 or 6 rebounds a game eventually on the starting team. Maybe even more than that. He might average a double easy. Kid can ball, you know what I'm saying? But back to the Julius Randle situation, it's worse for Obi than it is for Quickley, for example, because Quickley can still find minutes as the shooting guard. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to be the point guard that I think he will be, but Obi really has to play the three. Obi can't play the three as Randle, well, I shouldn't say play the three. I should really say play the four. You know what I'm saying? I would like for him to maybe play the three, but it's a tough position to play. But if you go to the four, are you really going to do that? So are you really going to have a situation where you want to play Obi and Randle together? I don't think it works. Randle said he would like to have it work. Yeah, of course, that's what he has to say. But I don't think it would. I really don't believe it would work if you had those two together. But what you need to do is you need to figure out who you want to have more. Going forward in the future, I think that Obi proved that he doesn't really need Randle. Randle kind of plays himself off the team at this point. And I'm saying that because if you looked at what Obi was doing at the end of the year, I can't tell you how many times he surprised me at something that I hadn't seen him do yet. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, like, hey, man, like, are we going for the future or what are we going for? Are you going to keep somebody around who really isn't really he's not really taking the lead of the team, which is bad. RJ is. Randall should really be the guy taking charge of the team. But then again, like, when you look at the timeouts, when you look at him on the bench, I know I don't want to make it a Randall video, but it's directly related to Obi because for whatever, you know, mistakes or whenever Randall didn't turn up, Obi gets the sub, right? And Obi performed. So I can't take that away from him as far as him actually being somebody who can potentially start on the team. If I had to give Obi Toppin a rating right now, I'd give him a B plus. Gotta give him a B plus at least. Literally, like he was literally one of the best players on the team. Him and Quickley. It was because of them that we got excited at the end of the year. Development of the youth. Speaking of the youth, I'm sorry for making the thing shake. This is the remaining roster that we have for this year. I didn't make videos on Alec. Actually, I did make video on Alec Burks. I think I made a video. Did I make a video on Alec Burks? Well, briefly on Burks. I don't know. Burks for me can honestly go. I'm not 100% sold on him anymore. He's hot and cold. Kemba, we already know about Kemba. I think Kemba's pretty much done. Derrick Rose, we made a video on. Check it out. Who else we got? Nerlens Noel, please. Taj Gibson, good veteran leadership. All right, but here we go to the point. Quinn and Grimes. You keep Quinn and Grimes right now because you want somebody off the bench that is going to give you some type of depth. But starter potential, yes. Good shooter. You know what I'm saying? Played about 46 games, averaged 6 points. But I think for the players now that really haven't played a lot of minutes, you gotta go to their strengths and see how they contribute. So for Quinn Grimes, is a 3-point shooter. So I would look for his 3-point percentage right here. See, where are we? Right here, 38% 3-point percentage. On 4 attempts. That's very high. You know what I'm saying? That's very high. That's actually the highest, damn near the highest on the team. But then again, it's the highest on the team per attempt. You know what I'm saying? And Alec Burks is actually a little bit higher, but I think Alec Burks is pretty much a wash at this point. Now you have guys like Quinn Grimes, you have Cam Reddish, Jericho Sims, McBride, and that is about it. You ask yourself, what can you do with these guys? I think Cam Reddish is somebody you kind of forgot about at this point, but I think he'll be back next year trying to prove himself that he can be a 3 that we want him to be. Going back to Quinn Grimes real quick, I think that Grimes needs to show that he can stay consistent off the bench as a guy who's really a heat-up guy that we can use. But, the problem I have with the remaining youth is that, Tom Thibodeau's ability to find minutes for them. I don't know how much he really likes Cam Reddish, even though Cam Reddish, for me, played well when given the opportunity. But, he came later on in the season. So it's hard for me to say how much Cam Reddish is really going to get burned. Jericho Sims actually got a lot of minutes. And I think that's because he's pretty much doing everything that Mitchell Robinson was doing except the aggressive rebounds that Mitchell Robinson was getting. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's better for Jericho to just continue to do what he does, and he let the chips fall where they may. If we want to get a new center, I like the kid. I think he's talented. I think he has potential, and I was calling that out all year. Just looking at the stats, you know what I'm saying? Just looking at the stats right now, to me, it seems like he's really getting the hang of the center position, even though he's a little bit undersized. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're going to have him be the starting center, but I promise you that he's definitely in the mix. He's definitely in the mix to try and get this, position secured. I'm not saying he's going to secure it, but he's definitely in the mix, and we're not going to mess with that. We're not going to mess with that because we need all the help we can get at center. Miles McBride for me is a tough one. I'm not sure about him. I don't know. I don't know where he fits on the team. I'm not sure what his biggest strengths are. I'm not sure, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. His biggest strengths is probably his defense. But he doesn't play enough for me to really say that he needs to play more. Like, I haven't, and if that makes sense, he hasn't really played enough for me to say he needs to play more. I think I'll repeat that. Because I think that for where he is, I don't know, I'm not really dying to see him play at this point. I think, unfortunately, for the minutes he got, I wasn't really wowed, at this point, which is tough, but you don't know how injuries goes. I think he'll be on the roster. I mean, at least for another season or a season and a half, I think. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him a chance to see what he can develop into at guard. You know, like you have to, because I don't know if he has really played enough for me to make a solid decision on that. You know, like these guys, the remaining youth guys, I'm not even giving ratings because you don't have enough tape for me to rate. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's pretty much it as far as everybody else goes. The rest, like Kevin Knox and Ryan, are however you say his name, are Ryan A. I call him Ryan A. I don't know how to say his last name. I don't even think he's really major right now. I think everybody past him right here could probably go. You know what I'm saying? And they might not even be back. I don't know if you can even see this. I'm sorry. But yeah, now I think that what we got to do is we got to figure out what the best starting lineup is. Once we figure out what the best starting lineup, now you have something you can go for. Now the question for me is, can Tom Thibodeau get this team believing that they are the team that's going to do something in the playoffs next year? Because that should be our goal. And it starts with him actually believing in these young guys. If you believe in the young guys, I think we can make a solid run, maybe as an 8 seed, maybe a 7 seed, you know. As high as the 6th seed, the Eastern Conference is tough now. You know what I'm saying? But if Tom Thibodeau goes back to his veteran stuff, we're going nowhere. And he'll probably be fired because he almost got fired this year, I know for sure. You know, there's too much talent on this team for him to be playing all these older guys. You know, that needs to end. And he'll still do it next year, but I think it's going to get to the point because a lot of these guys prove themselves already. Like, you can't hide anymore. You know who's who, you know who's good, you know who's not as good. And you got to go with that. That's your boy Don. Let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I know this is a very long video. This is probably one of my longest videos I've done in a while, but I needed to just break it down slowly and give you my takes. You know, like these videos are important. You know, I thought I made every video of the guys who I think are actually going to be here. And I talked about it and I, gave my review. Now let your boy Don know what you think in the comment section. You know, do you think my ratings on Obi and Quickley are good? Do you think my A minus for Quickley was too high? Or do you think my B plus was too low for Obi? Let your boy Donnie know in the comment section, man. Like, comment, rate, subscribe if you know these videos. If you enjoy these videos, I can't speak anymore. I think I'm talking too much. But you guys know I love to do this. What's coming up next is going to be probably my favorite part of the channel. We're coming up to 2 things, actually. UBG asked me to do the watch along for the finals, so I will do that. 1. 2, I think it's now a good time to do the analysis videos, the draft analysis. I think after the finals, I should probably do that. We're almost there with the basketball. You know, we have more basketball that's being played right now, so I think the draft analysis is probably best. It's probably best if you do it when the season is completely over. Then I'll do that, and in the meanwhile, I'll do watch-alongs for those. But let your boy Don know what you think in the comment section, man. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, enjoy these videos, and I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.